Hi there and welcome back to my art channel. My name's Anna and in today's video I'm going to be working on this cute little crocodile using colored pencils. So I started this drawing at the end of September, but then of course October came around and I tried to participate in the monthly challenge of Inktober, drawing a black and white ink drawing every day. I managed to do that for 28 days and I was busy with doing that, so I didn't have time to finish this, and I finished it at the beginning of November, and then of course I had no time to make a video out of it. Seems like I've been fairly busy recently. I don't know. I didn't have enough time for drawing or making videos. Maybe also I was just a little bit sick of doing art after doing 28 drawings in 1 month. I don't know, maybe it was that. I guess I also wanted to spend a little bit of time with friends and family and all of that. In any case, this is a really cute little crocodile. The reference for this I found, I think, was either on Pixabay or on Unsplash, and I'm using my polychromos from Faber-Castell for most of this drawing. As you can see, I'm also starting to block in the background here now after I've more or less completed the eye. And I think the eye already looks very nice. It's just really rewarding when you're using colored pencils to kind of complete an area like that and get it looking really realistic. But that being said, I am a little bit annoyed at my choice of background color, or my choice of doing a background in general. As you can see, I'm working on toned paper. I think this is a toned and tan paper from Strathmore, if I'm not completely wrong, and it's really nice to be able to see your lighter colors, your white, really well on this background, and you can go darker and you can go lighter. You're starting with this mid color, and also it means you don't necessarily have to color in the background, because with just drawing the subject you've already got a fairly complete looking drawing or painting, well, drawing. And I just thought, because this crocodile has very similar colors to this background, it would be best to color in the background, and I chose to color in a green background as was in the reference. And I like the color, but I was just really annoyed that I decided to do this, because with colored pencil it's such a slow medium, and I feel like drawing in the background takes just as much time per square centimeter or whatever as it would for the subject itself, and it's just not as rewarding as drawing a realistic looking crocodile, whereas the background is just green. And it's so slow, and I got very frustrated. I switched from my polychromos then to using Prismacolors, because I thought they would be softer and faster to put down, but then I wasn't liking the look I was getting. I was trying to blend it with my alcohol marker, and in the end, after I came back after October, I just decided to color it in using alcohol markers, which of course are two mediums that you can very well combine together. You can use alcohol markers for base and then use colored pencil over it, or as I did, just color in the background that way. But I'm still not entirely in love with the way it turned out, which you will see later on in this process. I think if I would do this again, I would just not put in a background and maybe use a different color of paper. I'm sure there's green paper I could have used and drawn this on top. So yeah, that's what I will do next time. In any case, you can see here I've already completed a large portion of the crocodile. And I'm using a good few different tones of brown, grey, beige and yellow. And I'm also using a white pencil, which is from a different set. It's from Derwent Drawing Chinese White. It's really nice and opaque. This is more a softer pencil than my polychromos. and it really shows up really nicely on this paper. And you can also use it on top of the polychromos, of course, and you can use it nicely for blending them as well, using the burnishing technique. Of course, whatever you're blending have to also include some white, otherwise it makes no sense to use the white pencil for blending. The polychromos themselves are harder pencils, and they don't lay down as much color all at once, and you can't blend them in the same way as you could the Derwent or the Prismacolor, which are softer pencils. The polychromos are oil-based and they hold a very nice tip, and you can do loads of detail with them, and using a light hand you can put down loads of layers. Of course, they're a little bit slower to work with, but I kind of think I like the results a little bit better than when I use softer pencils, except of course the Chinese white from Derwent, that I need. They're really good in combination, just having a softer, more opaque white and then having the polychromos. I really enjoy working like that. Sometimes I'll use my alcohol marker to do a little bit of blending. You could of course also use solvents of some sort, odorless mineral spirits or something, but I just find with this little alcohol marker it's a little bit easier. It probably doesn't blend quite as well as a different type of solvent would, but it's less messy, I'm less worried about my health, and yeah, it's just handy. Here you can see I'm still working on the background with colored pencils at this point. I'm using my alcohol marker to blend, and now I'm going in with green and brown alcohol markers themselves to do the background, because I was just fed up. And as you can see, it's maybe not as smooth a blend as if I had really taken a lot of time and done it with colored pencils, but it's good enough for me. For me, just to get the background color down. I must say though, I really like the Crocodile a lot more than I like the background. That's a bit unfortunate. Now I'm going back to working on the Crocodile, and I am actually using some of my Prismacolors in between as well, but mostly I'm sticking with my polychromos. And I am jumping a little bit around between areas, but mostly I will complete an area to a certain degree of finish before I move on to the next one. And with something as a crocodile or a snake, you have a lot of scales that you have to draw in, and that's the disadvantage of using colored pencils, because you cannot just suggest things, you have to draw them out more or less exactly as you want them to be. But with watercolor you can just let kind of the paint flow a little bit and just get away with suggesting things, and the texture of the paint on the watercolor paper will kind of do a lot of the work for you. With colored pencils that does not work. You have to draw everything down exactly. But of course you also have a lot of control. Your pencil is just going down there where you're putting it. So I think with colored pencils actually a lot easier than with other mediums to get a really realistic looking finish. And it's just really rewarding to see the results. Especially if you work in these little areas and you see them coming together and being finished, and then you go on to the next area, because it is a very slow medium and you can get burnt out quickly. And if you just cover everything in, if you just go by layer and cover everything in one layer and it's kind of messy, and then the next layer you kind of you want to avoid those ugly stages, because otherwise you might just decide not to finish it if you're not getting this kick of having these realistic little areas finished in between. Yeah, I don't know why I like drawing snakes and crocodiles. They're probably not the cutest creatures normally speaking, but I really like the scales, and they are cute though, aren't they? In any case, I hope you're enjoying this drawing. Remember to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you like this video. And yeah, I'm nearly finished at this point, so I hope to see you again soon in one of my next videos. So take care and bye bye.